What's up, everyone? Studfit here. We are excited because we now have episode 10 of Kart Talk. We are joined by some great friends, old and new. We're going to get to a lot of different topics, but before we get any further, I do want to mention this is actually the 100th video posted to the Studfit channel, so very excited about that. So I am honored to be able to be joined by so many great friends as we dive into a great number of topics around the Mario Kart world. Before we get any further, I want to make a brief introduction. Natalie, for those of you who don't know, she is joining us on behalf of Jeeves, who's graciously sponsored her to be able to be a part of this episode. So welcome, Natalie.
Hi, guys.
Excited to get more into your bio and hear more about where you live and how you got involved in the game. And then we have some usual faces or maybe some typical faces when it comes to Frenzy fans, Guy and Gal, and Jeeves. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
What is going on, everybody?
And then we have a redemption video for Angelina and John Boy 88. I know last time the audio didn't work great, so welcome officially. And now we have everyone's audio synced up. My apologies, but welcome.
Thank you.
And John Boy, you can hear us this time, right? You good?
I can hear you guys great. Glad to be back. Love to see everybody here. Love to see Jeeves being festive with his turkey hat.
I was gonna say, Jeeves, something
Angelina's
looks a little
tree,
different. I can't tell what it is. Did you get a haircut? Is it like
I am in
your shirt?
I am in the Thanksgiving mood. I took the day off work today, and just the more good news just keeps coming with the 100th video. So I'm gonna crack this one open for you, my friend. Let's do this.
Cheers.
And
Yeah.
Cheers. Let's have some fun
sir.
tonight.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thank you for being really festive for those who are at home. I think we're hopefully trying to release this on the Turkey Day, but just FYI, this is Thursday night. This is actually the night before Thanksgiving here in the United States. This is actually a fun fact. The more alcohol is sold on this day than any other day, including New Year's Eve. I guess people like to drink before and then have like Thanksgiving as a hangover day. Never been like a thing that I've ever entertained, but Jeeves has shown us how it's done. Natalie, it's really late where you're at. I know you're in the Netherlands, so tell us a little bit about.
No, I'm in Denmark.
Denmark, I apologize. So tell us a little bit about how you got interested in the game of Mario Kart Tour, how you got wrapped up in this community, and who are some of the YouTube channels you followed along the way. But so glad having you join us. But tell us a little bit about your experience here in the Mario Kart world.
I'm also happy to be here. What happened was when I was younger, I played Mario Kart on the DS and Wii. Then I just left it for so many years. So one of my childhood friends who I played with when I was younger, he was like, "It's coming out now. We need to download it so he can beat us in multiplayer." And then I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try it out." And we were so disappointed that multiplayer first came out so later because we could not really play with each other. And I'm actually the only one who still plays right now. They all left it. And YouTube, it was like one of the challenges I think I could not do. Then I Googled my way to it, and then I found Go Shiny, which doesn't do Mario Kart anymore. And then I found Carlos and the rest of the YouTubers.
There you go. And you're a big Nintendo fan in general, though. I know we've enjoyed a few Mario parties, and you like a lot of different games in the Mario Kart world. Tell us some of. I think you're a big Pokemon fan, right? Is that true?
I love Pokemon. Yeah, I'm playing the new Diamond right now that just came out this Friday. It's super fun. Always been Pokemon fan.
I'm just curious. Little tangent here, but what's your favorite Pokemon if you had to pick one?
Togepi, totally. I wanted to be Misty so much when I grew up. It's so cool.
That's a good answer. I feel like Jeeves, yours would be maybe some kind of I don't know, is there Pokemon Turkey or I feel like you maybe Snorlax? Like who's your favorite Pokemon? Did you ever do anything?
I don't play Pokemon. Mario Kart Tour is the only game that I play, to be honest with you. I don't have time.
You're a purist. I like it.
I'm a purist, man.
I like it.
This is my outlet. This is my outlet.
Awesome.
And
Well,
we need to make a skin of this Thieves costume.
Yeah, I'm sure that there are GIFs and memes being created as we speak. I'm sure that is happening. This is on, I don't know, maybe it's surpassing the level of Bowser Santa, the bet that I lost against Frenzy fans. It's of that caliber. So great job, Chiefs. Well done on the festivity. I mean, we'll see if you can go the whole episode through, but we'll go ahead and jump into, because we got a lot to talk about. Jump right into the icebreaker. So this icebreaker is, which cart have you pulled the most from pipes? So I know that carts can be sometimes the most difficult item between the driver, carts, and gliders to be able to get up to a high level. So I'm just curious, which cart have you pulled the most? So I know a good example, I know Frenzy fans, you have the Silver King. I think you pulled him twice, but you already have him at level 7. It's like been like a staple in what you bring to the table. But I'm guessing it's probably the maybe not the most highly pulled one you had, but why don't you kick us off? What is the cart that you've pulled the most from pipes?
So I think if I'm going to take the question literally, it'll probably be the land ship. Like that common one, right?
The common. Maybe I should have added the detail of a high end. I always think about high ends, but yeah, it's good. Good answer.
I think that was my very first like level 6, like back in the day when 6 was the max. Very first like level 6 thing that you could get. So that was the first thing that popped in mind. But if we're just talking about high ends, I think it's probably the Koopa King, because I think it was in like a special pipe. Like it came in a normal pipe, and then a couple ones later it came in a special pipe. So I think I pulled it maybe 3 or 4 times, which I was really happy, so that I didn't have to put like so many tickets on it. Or maybe that's just like my most favorite one that I've pulled the most. I'm sure there's probably like some, obscure like green circuit or something that's sitting at like 250 base points, but like 2 away from level 5 or something. I don't know. Just never raised it before.
Well, you're a big King fan in general, between the Silver King, and I think you have a Fury King picture somewhere. So you're a big King fan. So I'm sure when you pull it, you're like, every time you're like, oh yeah, the King. I get it. So maybe it's like when I think there's a rule that if you hear, I think the term is like a purple van or something like that, where somebody mentions like, have you ever seen a purple van? You're like, I've never seen a purple van. But then like that week, every time you see a purple van, you're like, oh, seen them. Yeah, they're everywhere, and just because you're not thinking about it. So for you, maybe it's more of a placebo effect or whatever that term is for the Kings. But good answer. What about you, Frenzy fans, Gal?
Mine's the B Dasher. I have not put one ticket on that thing, but I have it at level 4. And I have no idea why I always get it. Like I get it for like, I think it was the first gold pipe I got out of like the daily reward pipes on those races, the daily challenge pipes. Mm-hmm. And I just pull it all the time and I just cringe every time. It's fine, but we call it the cigarette car. Like it looks like a cigarette.
The drag cart.
I always forget the name of everything. So I just name them like whatever I want. So it's the cigarette car.
I like it. Angelina, we haven't heard much from you. What cart have you pulled the most in your time at Mario Kart Tour?
Well, because I've been playing golf for 2 accounts, for me it's got to be the Crawley cart. I've pulled that thing so many times, and it has come in really handy. I think I used about 5 tickets on it, something like this. But yeah, for some reason, whenever I get that one, because I remember Halloween last year, it came around, and yeah, that's my go-to. Only thing is Crawley cart. In terms of a common, it has to be the Mushmallow. I hate that thing.
Mushmallow.
I hate that thing.
Is it Mushmallow? Yeah. Yeah, there's also like a Cheermellow and something else. They're all garbage.
Too many mellows.
Cheermellow's the high end one.
Yeah, no, it's a good answer, Angelina. That's Yeah, that's a lot of mellows. I get that. Jeeves, what about you, man?
Frenzy Fans Girl and Angelina kind of took mine with both those. Another one that's kind of just been growing is the Sushi Racer. I mean, that thing's at like, I think it's not even, I don't even think it had 300 points on it, and it's already almost up to level 6.
I just got that in my all clear shop. I
Oh.
mean, not all clear pipe, but my daily pipe this morning.
Did you?
Okay.
Wow.
But what level is it at?
I think it's at a 4 now.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Studfit?
For me, Badwagon, to be honest with you, I think it's at level 7, and I never put a ticket on it. But I pull a lot, as you probably have noticed. So I just got it like 100 pipes is like the other one, and it's obviously been around for a while. I started late in the game, so it was like one of those that I really wanted early. But now I have it, and I don't use it very often. I think I've used it on some of the donut planes, but that's about it. That's kind of the. So I think everyone's given their answer for the icebreaker, right?
Not me. You just skipped
John
over
Boy
me,
and
man.
Natalie. All right, we got you. So John Boy, go ahead.
Actually, remember the OG circuit special?
Oh, the circuit special, yeah.
I pulled that thing to level 6 and never put a ticket on it, and I didn't even want it. It wasn't even really a good card, but the game just kept giving it to me. I'm just like, okay, fine. We're just gonna. When the caps came out, I'm like, okay, it's my highest level card. Might as well cap it. Might as well make it level 7. The game just wants me to have it. So there you go.
Circuit special. I like it. Natalie, what about you?
The macaroon, the pink one. I have it at level 7. I think I maybe used 2 tickets on it.
Was that in? Oh, that wasn't like just like. There's been a lot of spotlights then. I think it's been around for a lot of spotlights.
Isn't that a normal high end?
Oh, wasn't.
Yeah, I think it's now in the 100 pipe permanent, but it's been an interesting one. It's been in a couple of special pipes, and I feel like it's been more like week 2 pipes that I try to avoid than normal. But good answer, Natalie. I appreciate that. All right, so their icebreakers are done. I figured we jump right into a good little question from our super stud, Larry 98. Let's see if I can get this up and running. We're using a different platform. So I will preface this. Thank you all so much for the patience the last 2 episodes. The program I had been using has been absolute garbage. So I appreciate everyone's patience. In fact, Woot Moo like saved our episode. It was going to be lost forever. And then next episode would have been the 100th video to YouTube. So thank you so much. Let's see if we can get this up and running. I'm going to share my screen, pull up the player. Let me know if you guys see Larry.
Larry.
There he is.
Remember Larry? This is Larry Face Reveal 2.0. Let's see what Larry has to say. I'm going to be quiet so we make sure we hear it clearly through the screen. Let's check it out.
Hi, it's Larry 98. I would like to hear your thoughts about how to improve the bonus challenges in Mario Kart 2. So far, we have 40 different bonus challenges in the game, and a few months ago, I did the photo snap challenge, but otherwise, it's always the same. So I would like to see new types of bonus challenges or old returning ones, like for example, I miss collect coins as fast as possible or drive for number gates as fast as possible. Also, boss fights were really awesome in Mario Kart DS. I would like to see them back in Mario Kart 2. And leaderboard would also be very cool so that we can see on which challenge who has the best score. Then people would care more about the bonus challenges. So yeah, I would like to hear your thoughts about how to improve it. Can't wait to watch Kart Talk. Thanks for the awesome content, Studfit. Have a good time. Bye. Wait, there's one last question. It's the most important question ever. What is your favorite Taylor Swift album and why is it red?
Bye, Larry. Thanks for joining us, man. So Larry asks a few questions there, but we have to address the most important first, which is, what's your favorite Taylor Swift album and why is it red? We'll let Natalie go ahead and start. And if you don't mind preface it as to why Larry's asking about Taylor Swift.
Larry knows. Okay, the thing is, Taylor Swift released Red album last week, the re-recording of it, and Lily Nicole and we talked so much about it on the server, Studfit server, and I think people got tired of it.
No way.
And so it's like a joke with Taylor. But I see Jeeves is working the red too.
Jeeves, you are wearing red. This is true. And
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, this was not. I wasn't anticipating this. So, but I mean, I knew there was some chance that it was going to be brought up. I am not huge on Taylor Swift. The Red album it's good. Though I only got introduced to Taylor Swift because she did a CMT Crossroads with my all-time favorite band, Def Leppard, and so that's kind of how I got introduced to her. So like, this is my Def Leppard plug here. This is my most prized possession. It is an autographed copy of their latest album on vinyl.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So that's my plug. And but yeah, woohoo, Taylor Swift, I guess.
Yeah, you just made 1,000 people very jealous all at once. So kudos on it. But your favorite Taylor Swift album is a Def Leppard album. Is what
It's a Def Leppard concert. That's right.
Good. And so we've had some fun in the server. Lily Nicole is a big fan of Taylor Swift as well. We even had a little meme of Tabor Swift because we inserted Tabor's face on the Taylor Swift new album. But yeah, we got bombarded by Taylor Swift questions in the server. What's your, on a scale from 9 to 10, how much do you love Taylor Swift? Thanks to This Be Chris. Natalie, you can ask what's your favorite Taylor Swift song. So does anyone else want, I know Natalie, you probably would, we'll let you kind of answer all these questions about Taylor Swift as we all kind of start to fall asleep. But would anyone else like to add anything about Taylor Swift that Mario Kart Tour's fans would somehow care about?
You know, don't get me wrong, Taylor Swift is great, but there's a band called I Prevail that has a great cover of Blank Spaces. It's really good. That's my plug.
Oh, okay.
Check it out. I Prevail.
In fact, I first heard the version from I Prevail and was like, hey, this is kind of a catchy song. And then we were listening to it in the car one day and you're like, oh, this is different from Taylor Swift. I was like, this isn't a Taylor Swift song. So then you pull out your phone, you're like, yeah, it is. I was like, wait, what? So we listened to the Taylor Swift version and I was like, oh, it's not nearly as good.
Hey, you Frenzy fans, if you like them guys, you should check out Frog Leap Studios. They do a lot of covers of pretty awesome songs, metal, and I think you'd like them. Check them out. That's my plug for today.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, I have to check that out. Thanks.
I took some notes. I Prevail. I'm going to check this out. If there weren't copyright issues, I'd probably play it for you guys right now. I don't know how that stuff works, and I don't really want to figure it out, so I'm not going to play it for you. Definitely check that out.
Demonetized.
What's that? Yeah. I played like the same song, just like this free in the background of all my videos, just for fun. But there you go, Taylor Swift. Congratulations, Natalie. We are now talking about Taylor Swift. It's all your fault. So happy to have that there. We do have one additional video that I thought would be good to get us kicked off on from Night Rosso. Let's see if I can do this once again without messing up. Can you guys see Night Rosso?
There he is.
There he is. We got the volume pumped all the way. So I'm going to be very quiet because it can be kind of hard to hear the video, but let's jump into it.
Hi guys, this is Night Rosa and welcome to my face reveal. I'd like to thank Studfit for hosting this podcast every tour. It's one of my highlights of the week. And thank everyone who has and is currently on it. You're all awesome. Now for my question. It's a fun one I came up with. If you had to say one sentence to upset as many MKT community members as possible, what would it be? It can be specific to one group of people like whales or free to play or the community as a whole. Be creative. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. See you soon.
There we go, guys. So his question, yeah, I heard it really well, but in case you hadn't, is, what's your one sentence to upset as much of the Mario Kart Tour community as possible? I typically like to have positive videos, but I think this was fun. This could be a little creative, and we can have some fun with it. But Jumbo, why don't you start us out? I know if any people might be not too difficult for you, so we'll let you get started.
Oh, I see what you did there. No, I don't want to make anyone angry, but if I had to say a sentence, I would say ban heart characters from competitive play and tournaments.
Ooh. Which, by the way, this is a good time to mention this. We have this contest in November for multiplayer, and John Boy is in the lead. He is, in fact, crushing all of us. So you're saying get rid of heart drivers, all heart drivers, just in multiplayer, though?
Yeah, for competitive play. That way, you can't dodge the shock, and when somebody gets a shock, you're all gone anyway.
Okay, man. All right. That's gonna get. I'm sure.
It would change the meta a little bit and make people think a little bit more outside the box about how to attack a race and different strategies.
Yeah.
Instead of relying on one character and one item to beat everything else, you have to think about other ways to get an advantage.
No, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I can see a lot of people writing in the comments already, just like how upset they are. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that. Angelita, tell us a little bit about maybe one sentence that would upset as much of the Mario Kart Tour community as possible.
Give us more coin box drivers.
I knew more coin box drivers.
Show me the money.
I know that a lot of people, I mean, yeah, when you get new drivers, I think we're G1 anyways, and they are just so broken. And yeah, it's just, yeah, give us more.
Give us more. It's the last thing that we need. So yeah, I could see that upsetting a lot of people. Mine was going to be something similar, but I think you probably say it better than what mine was. So I like yours better. Just in case we have something similar, we'll go around the horn. I'll finish last, but Natalie, tell us a little bit about maybe your sentence that would upset the community as much as possible.
Okay, I hate upsetting people, but so the people who complain about the game are poor people because they think it's a money grab game.
So your sentence would be just spend more?
No, they're just poor people. If they complain
just
about
call
it.
them all poor. Okay, that's a different direction I was expecting, but a direction that would make people upset. Okay, all right. We're gonna turn this around. Somebody's got a positive one, right? Jeeves, friends and fans, save me here, please. What do you got?
This is my sentence that I think makes her, and I see it, and I think some of us have said it in various discussion groups, but it goes by: stop giving me high-end driver tickets in the shop.
Okay.
That makes me mad.
Hero, that's Hero disguise.
That's Hero.
Hero disguise.
Well, if you're Angelita and you don't have any more coins left, you might actually like that.
Yeah.
I'm a whale. I get the driver tickets. If you don't want them, I'll still take them.
I'll take them over a dead shop any day. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds like a whale problem to me. I keep getting all these high-end driver tickets. What? Really, that's what you think I need? Like, yeah, please keep them coming. There's so many drivers. I think even like someone say like the most whale person you might think of probably only has half the drivers at level 7. Like it like you could always use more tickets. Right. Now, of course, would we rather kart or glider? Yeah, for sure. But yeah, drivers, that's certainly will get people riled up. I get that, Jeeves. I like that. Frenzy fans, guy and gal, what do you think?
You're up.
Yeah, so I think my sentence would go something like, make Mario Kart Tour great again by bringing on level 8. That's the only way that it's gonna be good is if we have level 8. And I'm gonna stand by it till the end.
But you don't actually feel that way, right?
Well, no.
Okay.
We're supposed to come up with an argument or like something to like tick people off.
I didn't know if
Tick
we'd
me
actually
off.
like stand by our argument.
No.
Well, in that case, give us more banana barrel drivers.
Yeah.
Banana
Oh,
can.
good.
I hate those things so much.
I don't mind the banana barrels. I mean, I don't get to use them very often, so I don't actually. I always think like, I'm like, what if I had like, what if the giant bananas came out like, you know, I imagine it's probably similar to like the red coins coming out of a coin box. Every once in a while, you get that like great coin box where there's like a lot of red coins. I wonder if it's kind of the same thing with like banana bear. Like, what if like giant bananas were flying everywhere? Like that would, how cool would that be? But I don't think that's how it really works. So yeah, I could see that. You know, mine was Coinbox is trash. Coinbox is garbage. One, because I know like the word trash is already, or garbage has some negative connotations, somewhat banned or outlawed by certain communities, aka Kart Talks or Kart Life. But I do think like I think when people say, "Oh, Coinbox is trash," like they are trying to get people aroused. They are trying to get like people to comment and like get everyone riled up. But I think, I mean, like Coinbox, this game is about Coinbox. If you don't enjoy it, like that's unfortunate. Your time is probably limited in this game because this is a Coinbox game, and you do have to embrace it. It is something. It is a great. It's an aspect of this game that you do have to enjoy, or you will just get burnt out. So I don't know. To me, it would be
Studfit.
Yeah.
You've embraced it so much that you've made it your logo.
I have. In fact, just as a, I don't think any of you guys know this, but I've actually been working with Frenzy Fans, great ally. I'm trying to remember his Remedius. Working on actually a brand new logo and a little backdrop here that looks a little different. It's kind of the same shape, but a little different color. And so, you know, this is the first time I'm telling the community, but yeah, it'll be like Coinbox shaped, but I don't know, it's a kind of a new chapter as we get ready for, you know, episode video on YouTube 101 and all the way to 200. You know, year 3, we're getting excited. We got driver of the week coming. We got a stretch of the week coming back. So we're excited about what we have here as a community. I will say just a 1-minute plug. Frenzy Fans, you guys are launching your own community, which we are in support of. So if you guys are interested in and you want to continue conversations outside of the Stud Family Discord, definitely check out Frenzy Fans. They have a video that they released last week. But if you want to make maybe like a 30-second, 50-second plug, feel free, Frenzy Fans. I mean, you guys are super studs, so I welcome, you know, just some brief self-advertising if you're interested.
Sure. Yeah, it's just a simple Discord that we launched recently. If you guys go to frenzyfans.com, I built a little website for it, and we've tried to make it super accessible. So we have a free version, and then we have a couple tiers with different perks that you guys are checking out. We're bringing pipe pulling parties as like one of our big perks, where we'll get together on a show like this and we all pull pipes together and have a blast.
We've also partnered with Alex Young. I'm sure a lot of people in the community know who Alex is. He's the kind of the resident expert on ACR score prediction, like cutoffs. So it was getting to the point where he was posting stuff on Reddit and on like 3 or 4 different servers, and it was just taking a lot of his time to, you know, like keep track of every single one and like respond to all the comments and stuff. So we've been, you know, chatting for a long time. We decided to team up with him, and so he's going to be providing that information exclusively on the Frenzy Fan Discord. So if you're interested in ACR, it works well because we've got one of the ACR calculators that helps you out if you're trying to break into the top 1,000 or top 100 for the first time. It's a good tool to kind of see, you know, where your loadout's at based on your current skill level. So anyway, it's been pretty fun. We've had a bunch of people, like it hasn't even been up for a week yet, and I think we're pushing like 200 members already.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And there's lots of good conversation and lots of good questions and stuff. And so
it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I started my Discord account like 4 weeks ago. So
I was gonna say, I think when you guys became super stars, like, how do we? There's a community of a disco chord. What's going on?
Right. I messaged Studfit. I was like, what is this thing? How do I get on it?
So it's very cool to see how far you guys have come. And I always, I mean, my channel, like I'm just a dude and I just like Mario Kart Tour. And so I'm excited about having like Kart Talk because I get to bring my friends along with me and embrace that. And I know like Sammy specifically for my channel did a lot to be able to endorse me and bring me along. So I'm excited to repeat that favor and get you people excited about your channel, Sergeant Spike, Kevin Garrett. Like there's so many new faces, so I'm just excited to get you guys and give you guys a little plug there. But I will say we may not be like the best of friends after this next segment because I know there's been some talk here recently about single pulls versus 10 pulls. And I know I put together a pretty financially invested study here about kind of like my strategy. And I know the beat the pipe term has, I kind of coined it and it kind of taken off, but it's like, you know, when you are above the odds of what the pipe owes you is like the term beat the pipe. But then I also have my hashtag beat the pipe strategy, which is, you know, to start out with a 10 pull and then, you know, based on that, you know, you reset or not reset, etc. But you guys have had, from watching your videos, extraordinary luck when it came to the 100 pipe singles. And then you kind of went into, and then I saw you kind of like battle between, do we do singles, do we do 10 pulls? And like, you know, and honestly, I felt bad because the pipe wasn't giving you great high ends in return for those rubies, but you got what you wanted. You got the Galaxy Glider, so congratulations there. But let's talk 10 pulls, single pulls. We'll first start with, you know, was that video helpful? And what is your personal strategy? We'll start with Frenzy Fans in the plaintiff versus defendant. What are your thoughts on 10 pulls versus singles?
I think for me, like, I don't know. Okay, so not to step on any toes here, but I feel like with singles and 10 pulls, a lot of people treat it like a political party, like you have to choose one, and like that's the way it is. But I think really like it so depends on like what your objective is. Like we all approach pipes with a completely different objective. Like the Wells who have unlimited rubies, who can just like go into it, can approach it in a completely different way than someone who only has like 135 rubies and they're just wanting to try to like maximize their stuff, right? So really, like, I think it's all like a personal call, and we are having fun just experimenting and playing with it. Like there are sometimes, like we heard in this conversation earlier today when we read the question, and for me, like at the stage I'm in, if 95% of the time, unless I'm conducting an experiment, if I'm going at like 100 pipe, I'll start with the 10. Like that's how I've always been up until like a couple weeks ago when I was like, we just decided like, let's start experimenting and stuff. In my opinion, might be changing on that, but I think, I don't know, I'll take a strong stance on 30 pipes. Your odds are way better to do single pulls.
Fair enough. Okay, Frenzy
My take.
Guy. Would you agree?
Yeah, so like if it weren't for the experiences that we've been having with pulling the singles, especially like on these 100 pipes, like we had, okay, so first of all, back up. Like
yeah.
30,000
2 pipes ago.
No. But like 30,000 foot like discussion is really whether you decide to do single pulls or 10 pulls, that has nothing to do with the luck. It's more the strategy of how you want to try and like allocate your rubies. And in the long run, everyone wants to spend the least amount of rubies and get the most amount of stuff, right? And so like, that's really what the strategy is. And then underlying that, like right underneath that is, okay, well, am I going to get lucky? As in, am I going to get like a lot of high ends by just the random number generation engine that Mario Kart gives you, right? So for example, over the weekend, I pulled from the special pipe, and all 3 of my high ends were pulls 26, 27, and 28. And so whether I had started with 10 pulls and then done singles, or if I had started with 20 single pulls and then done more singles, if the high ends are in 26, 27, and 28, like it doesn't matter which strategy I chose, like the luck on that pipe was just garbage, right?
Sure.
And so
bad pipe. Yeah.
And so in the end, I would have saved, 10 rubies essentially because of the first two. I would have, yeah, if I had pulled tenors, I would have spent 45 rubies each instead of 50 rubies.
Mhm.
So in the end,
But you didn't spend 50 either because you stopped. It was a wash. You spent.
Oh, right. Because on my very first attempt, I got a high end in the third pull.
Mhm.
And so technically I got 4 high ends out of like 31 pulls. So I got.
But you didn't empty. I guess my point is you didn't empty the pipe because you left 2 in the pipe, right? Because it was.
Right, because I had already gotten all the high ends.
Mhm.
So I wasn't going to continue to pull on it.
Right.
So anyway, point being is, that was really crappy luck. And so I would have much rather spent those like 130, 140 rubies, whatever, getting the high ends early and resetting, and then hopefully getting more like 5 or 6 or 7 high ends. But then with Frenzy Fangirl, I don't know if you saw recently, we posted when she was pulling her 100 pipe for Space Mario, and she got essentially all 6 high ends from the pipe after resetting, I think 4 times with less than 40 pulls.
Yeah, 39 pulls, and I got all 6 high ends.
Wow.
Which you wouldn't be able to do if you were just sticking to one pipe and going down in that pipe by doing tens or singles either way. So the idea is I think what we're trying to experiment with and see if it's actually worth doing is by pulling singles early in a pipe, it affords you the opportunity to reset early and essentially get more high ends out of a certain amount of rubies that you're allocating towards a pipe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you think of the two schools of thought, at least the way I view it, is 10 pulls, like it really affords you the luxury of like saving rubies, right? So for every you save 5 rubies for every 10 pull that you do. But doing singles, it affords you more of a freedom to jump out earlier. So if you think about think of 100 pipe, but think of like the top 30. If you by chance want 3 things out of the 100 pipe, which usually has like 6 in there, and they happen, so this goes back to the luck, if they happen to be in the top 3 or like the top 30, right?
Yep.
You have only if you're gambling, right? You only have a 10% chance that the things that you want are on the bottom of that 30 pipe. So if you're committing with a 10 pipe, you're saying essentially like, I know that this is only going to give me my bang for the buck if it's in the bottom. Like there's only a 10% chance that it makes sense spending 10 at a time if you have limited rubies, right? This goes back to the whole what is your objective? Because if your objective is to drain a pipe, go 10s, right? But if your objective is I only have 3 10 pipe, 3 or 30 pipes I can pull, then it makes sense to do singles because it's a 90% chance that you'll pull something prior to actually spending all of your rubies.
Yeah, getting to the bottom.
Yeah, I think a lot of what you're saying is front loaded versus back loaded, right? So if your pipe is front loaded, meaning that the high ends are on the front of the pipe, then there are certain strategies that are going to work different than others. Or if it's back loaded, it doesn't matter what strategy you're going to get screwed either way. So just put whatever risk your appetite you're willing to put into it. But no, I appreciate the argument. I think we even had one guy on our server who literally went through all the data of if you put 135 rubies, this is what your rate would be in return, and then if you put it 1,000 rubies, this would be rate your return. But you're right, if you're and I think he boiled it down to kind of similar to what Kevin Garrett mentioned on his video on Sunday, which was if you were to put the tenors, you would actually get more high ends in return. But that's on a grander scale. I think regardless, if you don't have that many rubies, you're really hoping for good luck. Luck works in small sample sizes. When you have a higher population of data, it's no longer about luck. It's about regression to the mean and what that looks like. And so again, probably boring half the people in this video, but for those of you who are listening in, Natalie, you don't get to join us that often. So tell us, what's your opinion? Do you have a specific strategy in these maybe these 30 pipes, these 50 special pipes?
I don't know, I'm always unlucky when I pull on 100 pipes or 30 pipes, 50 pipes. It's like always at the bottom. So I just do 10 pulls. And I always expect them to be at the bottom.
Yeah, I would say Mario doesn't always like you. I know he also banned your account for like 3 or 4 weeks too. So you and Mario, he's been taken out of you. So I could understand that skepticism.
Wait, can you tell us about that? I don't want to get us off topic, but how did you get banned?
She didn't get banned. Her account got erased.
Yeah.
How did it happen, Natalie?
My niece, she played on my account. And then, I was just letting her play on it. And then later on the evening, I wanted to log in, go in and play. And then I could not get in. And I was like, hey, so confused. And then it was like I needed to sign in instead. And then apparently, I could not. It said I should make a new account. So I was like, what do you mean? And then I texted people. I'm like, what's going on? Or you're also buggy? And then they said they could not see me on my friends list and stuff like that. And and then she had apparently deleted the account, which I don't understand. You can do. You can only type. You should by deleting an account. You only type in the name of the username, and my name is just Natalie. So it's just like easy. Now I have added like special letters so we cannot have me again. But it took 2 weeks for me to get it back from Nintendo. But they were actually good to answer me. Yeah, I was so like spent so much time and money on it. I was like crying. I was like, oh my God, this sucks.
So it wasn't a relief. You were not like relaxed. You were probably pretty stressed out, I assume.
Yeah, I was super stressed also because it was like, when did it happen? I think it was like in August, maybe it was around there. So it was also like if I didn't get it back, I would just be done with the game. And it was super hard because I played the game so much every day to go and not play it. That was super hard.
Yeah.
I think it was
legit cry
because we were like her friends listening to her, and she was just trying to do everything to get the account back and coming up with all the possibilities that could happen for her, just like getting in contact with them ourselves. And yeah, luckily they found it, and it was like, hey, you saved your spot, get back on the friends list.
So the thing is, of course, they want me back. They're like, oh, she pays a lot of money. Of course, she needs to get back in.
So what Taylor Swift song got you through that difficult time?
Good point. Yeah, good question.
I don't know. I don't know.
All of them is the right answer because they all are tear jerkers. They all bring us back to our heart. Good answer there.
There's one that's called Sad Beautiful Tragic. It's what it is, I guess.
Oh, that one gets me every time. I know exactly what you're saying.
That's a deep track, man. Deep track.
Talking about deep tracks, Jeeves, you're the one with the deep pockets. How do you approach 30 pipes, 50 pips?
Well, after hearing Frenzy Fan's logic, I need another drink.
A lot of math involved, yeah. It's very interesting. I mean, I have a math degree. I actually wrote a thesis on game theory, so I actually see where you're going on this. So cool.
You should be leading this conversation.
Yeah.
Teach us your ways.
The way that you put it is you want to have, like, I think for the typical player is striving not just for, they want an absolute guaranteed payoff. That's what we call it. And when the 10 pull method, I would think, has a greater chance of that guaranteed payoff. Just because you're not doing single pulls and narrowly eliminating you're reducing your odds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or making your odds better. The theory you're doing, I forgot what it's called. But that's kind of, you want, you're kind of going off what they call the minimized guaranteed payoff.
Okay.
And that's kind of like what you're going for, which is cool. That I would think that only works when you just want a general high end.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at a particular cart or a driver, it's kind of risky.
Yeah, way different strategy in that scenario.
So that the single pull that you do was what is great for that 30 pipe that's going on this week. It's beautiful. But when you get these 100 pipes with 6 high ends and you're just looking for the spotlight driver, I mean, I hate to say it, I don't think it's very productive.
Totally. And I can get behind that. Like if you're in 100 pipe and you want a very specific thing, like the odds of getting that.
Well, even if it's just 6 high ends.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still, but like for this 30 pipe, it might even work for like that. That might even work for this week's pipe because there's 12. You know, I call it the Tabor 12 because Tabor likes the 12 high end pipe. So shout out the Tabor. But yeah, so I hear what you're doing. So I just want to
That's trying to pretty cool. I like that these have names.
It's a very liberal answer.
Yeah.
I like it.
Versus just like single strategy versus, you know, beat the pipe strategy or whatever you want to call the strategy that, you know, we've been doing. That's pretty cool though.
So Jeeves, I'm curious, do you have any experience with like random number generation engines?
No.
Okay.
Because we analyze situations that are real and not just, you know, kind of a randomizer. That's kind of what I figured. You know, the movie A Beautiful Mind?
Yeah.
That was about John Nash. I actually called and spoke with John Nash when I was writing my thesis about his Nash equilibria.
That's amazing.
That's really cool. Did you wear that turkey on your head as you were giving him a call? I'm just curious.
No.
Okay.
I was sitting in my professor's office because he had his number.
That's awesome. Well, no, so I mean, you bring up a good point. If you have a lot of rubies and you want to maximize the number of rubies, you know, the 10 pull strategy. You know, we've seen the data, and there's a gentleman in our server who's anonymous. He ran the numbers, and there's different scenarios, and there's that side of it always will get more high ends for your rubies. But if you have a limited supply and you're just trying to kind of like, you know, get it and hope that you get out, I think you guys played it right and got what you want there.
For like the minimum guaranteed payoff strategy.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, or as Natalie would say, just a poor person strategy. That's I think literally what she said. Natalie, what's your strategy with 30 to 50 pipes? Anything specific?
I think I go for the like most high ends. So let's say I get like, if I get a beat the pipe, then I reset and go for the stuff I want. So mostly it's just a new item I want actually. Then I just pull for that one.
I like it. I will say I'm very, I don't know if this is just like built native in me, but like I'm always like super skeptical that like I'll have good luck. So I'm like right now I'm sitting on this Mario Saddle of You, and I have this, and I'm basically halfway through the pipe. I'm like, you know, 40 out of the 100, and there's a cart out there. And I'm like, I just know my luck. It's going to be at the bottom. I'm just going to leave it in there. And who knows, maybe it could be in the next 10, maybe it's, you know, in like one away. I don't know, but I'm always like very pessimistic that like it's anywhere close to where I'm at. And I always like every day I think, geez, you're doing a crapper 10 pull. And I'm like, wow, he's very optimistic. It's going to be right there. I like how we started with crapper 10 pulls, and now we're sophisticated with these, with you know, the frenzy fans with their strategy. I love it. It's getting there. John Boy, what's your strategy when it comes to these special pipes?
I mean, I guess just like you guys have been saying, it just depends on what you're after. And, you know, I'm just gonna do what I do and just throw 10 pulls at it until I get what I want.
Yeah. I think that's what most people do.
Yeah.
I do think Antelope has a very unique twist to it. He puts down a 10 pull to start, but then he does singles from there on. So if he only gets 110, if he does a 10 pull and only gets one high end, then he'll do singles from that point on until he gets that second high end, which is a different twist. So ultimately, in these 30 pipes, everyone walks away a winner, right? Like we always, that's what's great about a 30 pipe versus 100 pipe is that there's 3 high ends and just 30 pulls there. So that's exciting, and I think everyone walks away a winner. Now, of course, there's no spotlight, so not everyone walks away a winner, but I think overall, I think we were all very pleased with the Galaxy Glider, and we'll see how that transitions here. Yep.
I have something to say here.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Nabbit special pipe that was here in March when it came around again, I pulled 1,250 rubies for Nabbit and didn't get him.
Oh,
Sorry to hear that, but thankfully there's been like 18 packs where you could have got him.
Yeah, and he came back like I think 2 tours after he was in a bundle in the pack, and we were like, man, come on.
Angelina, what do you do?
Angela, yeah, I was gonna say you're maybe a large dolphin. What would a large dolphin treat with the special pipes?
No, what I do is I've actually learned this from John, to be honest with you. And what I tend to do is that if it's a 100 pipe, then I'll fling a couple of 10s onto it until I get what I want. And I'll just keep buying the packs and buying the packs and buying the packs and just pulling until I get it. And then I'm spending a load of money. And then it's right down at the bottom. But when it comes to the 30s, don't even laugh, John. It's not funny. It's not funny. But when it comes to like the 30s, what I tend to do is that obviously if it's not a spotlight, then it's going to be a gamble because you're not going to be guaranteed to get what you want. But I just tend to do the singles more than anything, only because I know that, say like the Rosalina pipe, for example. Okay, we've got 9 in there. If you had, say, 6 and a 30, then you're guaranteed to get a high end anyway, or at least 2 for every 10 pull that you do. So as soon as I get that high end, I reset the pipe and go again, because I know that something else is going to come out. And if it doesn't come out, and if it's way down the bottom, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just wasted them. But it's an easier way as well to get out, because you can just get what you want. And then once you've got it, you can just save your rubies for another time. But I do understand everyone's strategy, the way how they do it. But for me, that's what I do.
I do want to agree with Studfit. You made a really good point in your video that if you're on, you didn't phrase it this way, but if you're on the hunt for a dopamine rush, go with 10 pulls, because it is absolutely brutal going singles and not getting stuff. Like you feel so deflated, and by the time you do get gold pipes, you're like, screw it.
Of course.
I mean, the other thing about that too is that even if you don't get what you want, you've got the coins, so then you can get your tickets from the shop. So it's kind of like a win-win as well at the same time, even though you haven't gotten your cart, your glider, or your driver. So there's always a positive from it to come out. So
unless it's a high-end driver ticket that nobody wants.
Yeah. Or
Actually, I was
ticket.
thinking about
How many you got?
I think there's some sound financial advice to be dispensed here. Is set a limit on how many rubies you're willing to spend.
Totally.
Like say, okay, I have this many rubies and I want this driver, but I only want to spend X amount of rubies to get said driver. So set yourself okay, this is as many rubies as I'm going to allot myself on this pipe.
And then I'll take it further. What Sammy D did, I don't know what he does or what he did. I think his last video. Once he gets what he wants, he just automatically resets it, so he doesn't. It kind of tells him not to keep going.
That's true.
Little trick.
I like that trick.
Good job, Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, setting budgets is very helpful for you and your accountant. I highly recommend it. It is probably a best practice there. But overall, like these special pipes, I really enjoy them, and they were fun. I got really giddy when I found out like what all the items were, and knowing that I didn't have them all at 7, so I got pretty excited. To make a hard transition, we have kind of a prediction topic. So right now, I was gonna say, as you can see from Jeeves' head, but he's now in probably doing something else. But as of right now, we are coming out of Thanksgiving. We just finished this autumn celebration. Plus,
Oh, Jeeves.
Jeeves.
You're gonna make me okay, fine. You want to play that? I have to get up now and go get something to drink.
It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all
All
of
right.
it.
I'm gonna have a drink for everybody.
Okay.
All
All
While I
right.
go out and hit, I take one as well.
I was gonna say,
I'm not
Nat,
drinking like what stupid o'clock in the morning, and I have to I'm ready for school.
I was gonna say you're probably not gonna feel hungover. You're probably gonna still feel the buzz when you wake up. That's a different story. All right, so we're coming out of heading into Thanksgiving, the hangover day. Finished autumn celebration and the space tour. Looking forward. So I kind of did some math. Again, nothing of Jeeves' caliber, but we between now and Valentine's Day, we have essentially 6 tours that we may or may not have a holiday tour. We may or may not have a winter tour. We may or may not have a New Year's tour. We feel like we're probably going to get all 3, but will we? And then what would the other 3 tours be? You know, we have some options between, a city tour, a versus tour, nitro or retro introduction, maybe a remix, something. What are your thoughts as we look about these next 6 tours and heading into a colder season than we normally do? Will we have a winter tour? What are your thoughts? We'll start with Angelina.
I think we will have a winter tour, only because Christmas isn't Christmas without a winter tour for Mario Kart. And not only that as well, but I remember last week, the last video, I think it was Whitmoo that said that possibly we might see a return to Vancouver Velocity. So, I mean, we're getting Holiday Daisy slammed down our throats. We've got Bowser Santa that's up there in the ranked as well. And it's getting to that time of the year where you can't not expect it. So yeah, I do honestly think that we will get one. I don't know how they're going to do it for the format, but I think it might be similar to last year, where like we had like the kind of celebration one where we had like a pack of 3 tours, like one after the other sort of thing, or or like 3 weeks. Sorry, confusing myself. But yeah, I do think that they will do something based along that, which will take us from, say, I don't know, say about the 15th of December. So we'll have those 3 weeks there going into the new year, and then we'll wrap up with something then. And the same as well when it comes to anywhere after that. But yeah, I think they will do something, but the question is what.
Now, Natalie, you want to chime in there?
Yeah, I want to say something. Don't you remember here in Denmark, it was summer during summer season, but they decided to throw in the first tour midsummer in like August or something like that. So let's say if they want to do something for the people down under. A summer tour.
That would actually make sense as well, because I mean you could like fling, I don't know, do like a spirit tour, Sydney Spirit. You could like fling that in there as well, because obviously it's going to be warm in Australia, for example, and cold up north. Or you could do like a Pacific tour where you just got people that are just everywhere, like along the Pacific belt, and yeah, they're just celebrating lovely warm weather while we're all freezing. So yeah, Nintendo's crazy and they're funny like that. So anything is possible, and they don't stick to one theme. So.
Maybe a dew tour or something like that is what you're saying, but like smack dab in the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
Why not? Who knows? I mean, Nintendo's, if they've done anything, they've shown us that they can literally do anything that they want to. But Winter Celebration, is that a guarantee? What do you guys think, Frenzy fans?
I hope so. I have no idea, but I hope so.
Well, the thing I'm hoping for, if they're gonna do some kind of like curveball, I just want like some dedicated Bowser tour, just like randomly in the middle of. Just, when it should be something festive, they're like, they have this brand new Bowser castle with a brand new Bowser alt. That's what I would want. It's not going to happen, but that's what I would want.
Okay, that can happen. They could do that, I guess, with any character. Okay, all right, Jumbo, what are your thoughts on now after you cheers or?
Actually, let me sit that down for a second. But yeah, I'm kind of, I talked to Angelita about it, about the upcoming tours and what we were speculating. And I do like the trifecta idea where we get 3 tours leading up to a grand finale of some sort. And we were kind of bouncing around ideas about what kind of character they're going to bring out. And, I think it might be a question for later, but 2 characters we thought we'd really like is a gingerbread shy guy or elf Luigi. And yes, it's going to have a coin box, just like Bowser Santa, and everybody's going to go crazy.
And that was
Ginger
one of,
Shy Guy, nice. I like Ginger Shy Guy.
I was gonna say, one of the other questions we have here is of the 3 tours we may have, I feel confident that we'll probably have a New Year's tour because they've always kind of had one. And then probably right below that is probably, on that confidence scale is a holiday tour. What specific new holiday character would you predict? So you're saying gingerbread who? Daisy?
Shy guy.
Shy guy. All right. And then Luigi elf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What are your thoughts, Jeeves?
I need another drink first.
Hold
He
on.
takes a drink. I want
So,
Grinch. Yoshi.
We're asking the hard-hitting questions here on Kart Talk.
No, I like the elf Luigi idea or something, especially if they're talking coin box. Because I don't think there's a Luigi that is a coin box. You got 2 Marios at least. You got a Peach, a Vacation Peach.
And a pink.
You have a Rosalina.
Yep.
And then you have the Santa Bowser, and then you have Boo and the Bomb. Like, I'm kind of surprised there's not a Luigi's coin boxer. So that might be I think that's interesting, and that'd be that would make the most sense. I think you also have to look at it's an Olympic year this winter, so maybe they might drop a city on us, like Beijing or a new city.
What city is the Winter Olympics at?
It's in Beijing.
Oh, wait, the Winter Olympics?
Yeah.
I thought the regular Olympics were just the summer in Beijing.
No, the winter ones are going to be in Beijing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I guess they could have like something called a Himalaya tour.
Yeah, or
Himalaya tour. I could see what you're talking about with like a winter celebration with like a winter city, a ski city.
Yeah, winter sports tour or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see like the Andes or Himalaya or I don't know, something like that.
I really think they need to start putting in. They need a new city. I mean, it's well overdue. What's the last new city we had? Is it
new city?
Yeah, like what's
Sydney,
like,
Berlin, something like that, right?
Like Sydney or Berlin, just not like. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while.
You think they'll do Chicago? Down Michigan Avenue?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be nice.
I just thought of something though.
All right, go ahead, John Boy.
They could throw in
See
that
what happens when he
snowboarding
drinks?
DK from DK Summit in there.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, I mean, they really need a city. I think they need a new city more than an all or a retro track. That's what I say, and I'm sticking to it.
So one of my favorite trips that we've ever done was we went and hiked Switzerland for like 10 days.
Ooh, yeah.
And it'd be so cool to have like a Zermatt track that goes like around the Matterhorn.
Yeah. And that's how like the games is Mario Kart Tour. And when I first started playing, it was sold on the tracks are city landscapes of cities around the world. And I thought it was gonna be all like that.
Not Rainbow Road every single tour.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or Cheap Lagoon or whatever the heck that is. I hate that thing.
I'll take Cheap Lagoon at this point, to be honest with you. With seeing all these I'm so done with Rainbow Road. I do not want to see Rainbow Road ever again. I'm not a big fan. I like space, but like I don't know. The Rainbow Roads are just too much. All the different remixes and all these other variations. So Good. I will say, regardless of what tour we have, an albino DK alt would be phenomenal. I'm a big albino.
The Silver Surfer.
Yes, silverback surfer maybe. I like that. It's
no, a silver DK with some snow goggles and a snowboard.
Ooh.
And a Santa bag so he could steal other people's items.
That seems like asking a little too much there, guys.
It's like,
I was like just asking
Too much
for albino
creativity.
DK. Next thing we know, we got No, I mean I love it all. I think DK. I think we're all in, and I do think Nintendo's going to wait as long as possible to give that to us. That's kind of what they do. Good. All right. So we've gotten through a number of different topics here. I think one of the things that we kind of touched on a little bit, just as you know, I think at the beginning, kind of about common super drivers. But Tabor submits a question. You might have heard of the guy. He used to be on some of the broadcasts here. He talks about the most valuable super. Right now, Green Shy Guy is his highest ranked super driver, number 65. And I do think this is technically from last tour, so it might be something different. But it's only 8 spots behind Mario Sunshine at this moment in time that he's submitting this question, who's number 57, who's the only high-end giant banana driver before, obviously, we're familiar with the yellow Pit Crew Toad. Tabor's anticipating yellow Pit Crew Toad to become the number 1 super driver in the game. And after a few months of buffs and ranked use, etc., the most valuable giant banana driver in the game as well. So, do super drivers matter anymore, specifically to the money spenders? We have a couple of those here on the line. A maxed super is 975, less than a single capped high end. So if a Coinbox driver came out, would you pick that over a higher level high end with a worse skill? Do whales use supers or normals anymore, or are they just merely collector items? So let's talk about super items, and specifically this yellow Pit Crew Toad. What are your thoughts on how he impacts the game? And specifically, is he someone that you already started to use over high-end drivers? I think we'll start with UGs. Go ahead.
I think the yellow Pit Crew Toad will be the number 1. It all depends on his coverage. Right now, his coverage doesn't look too good. A pure example is I actually used him for ranked last tour when he came out. Because I maxed him right away, and I used him over a level 7 single cap Daisy Holiday, and I got better scores. I don't know if it's just I just did get frenzy luck or I'm just playing it wrong, but that's pretty strong, I thought. So I would love to see a Coinbox super. That way it would change the game. A lot of people, even the whales, would probably use that over a decent high end.
Yeah, I mean, I could see everything except for 12 high ends you'd want to use it over. There's almost every situation where you'd want to, like, if you had to pick between a level 7 975 Coinbox driver super or 1190 high end driver with lucky 7. Like, I would probably go with the Coinboxer super if that was a scenario I was forced to be under. But yeah, great points. Wow, what are your thoughts, guys? Anyone can jump in.
I think it's about what base you're doing, because you might not have that high end to the level where you need it. So no matter what happens through the game, the supers are always going to be important anyway. So I mean, if you think about it, if like you're just starting out, which was also a question the last time, and you don't have that high end, but you have that super, for example, yellow Pit Crew Toad, then you can use him because he's got giant banana, you can max him out, and that he's going to get you where you need to be. And I think that when it comes to playing the game, you have to think about it as, like you said, would you choose a Coinbox driver over a Lucky 7, for example, I'm going to go coin box. I don't care what it is, because I know that you don't know what's going to happen with that, but you're limited with a Lucky 7. So I think that they still play an important part in the game, and that Wales will still use them. So they're never going to be obsolete. They're always going to be there. And if he wasn't that important, then Nintendo wouldn't bring him out in the game. So yeah, for people that maxed him out early and I've got him to level 7, 975, then yeah, they're in a good position from the offset, and he just needs that coverage. And if you give him the coverage for those tracks, then yeah, by all means use him.
All
This
right,
is
that's
my
my cat.
What's that? Did you say meow? What did you say?
So that's my cat.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I wasn't sure if that was you or your cat. No, I appreciate that. No, I think honestly, from my vantage point, I got really excited with when Yellow Pickery Toad came out. I have been saving all these tickets because I hadn't been using supers, so I took it to 975 immediately, but then didn't even use them. I think on ranked there were he was used twice. Both of which I had either Lucky 7 driver or Coinbox driver or something. I think it was Toad Circuit. I had Koopa free running at 1190. I'm like, I'd love to use Yellow Pit Crew Toad, but I got a better driver, and so I didn't use him. And I think at this point in time, other than grinding out his base points in auto mode, I don't think I've ever used him yet. So I think as Tabor asked this question is like, do whales use normals or supers anymore? I've never used a normal. There's never really been a case in the last 12 months where I've used a normal. There was back in the day. I mean, I would use sometimes Larry. There would be times I think everyone got really hyped up on Morden, which I was always like the anti-Morden, not because of how it's scaled, but there was always someone better on his track, and he only had 2 top high-end tracks. So I was like, or 2 top shelf tracks, both of them being like the Calamari Deserts. And I was like, this one has Lakitu Party Time. This one has this. Like, what are you guys really getting hyped about? But everyone would be like, I'm, more into my guy, and I triple uncapped. I'm like, why are you using that? But anyway, the main point is to answer Tabor's question from my vantage point is, do you use whales, normals, and supers? No, not right now. I'm excited to use Yellow Pickery Toad if they give him the right track. If they give him a track where there's no Coinbox, Lucky 7, Boomerang, I'm all on board. Let's go out, use them, and I cannot wait to use them. But until that moment, I'm gonna unfortunately put them in the dead category in my respect. So Natalie, John Boy, Frenzy fans, what would you like to add to the super comment?
Actually, Frenzy fans actually has a video kind of describing this scenario. It's the head-to-head on, I think it was Waluigi Pinball Reverse. It was DK versus Mario Hakama, and Hakama was like a level 4 versus DK. I think it was a level 7. And even though, despite the level difference, Hakama actually won out in the end, based upon his ability to provide more action count overall than DK.
Yeah.
I remember that was maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. It was a great video. I liked it a lot. Do you guys want to comment on that?
But other than drivers, I mean, I can expand it to, there's actually some tracks where I still have a super kart as my best option. But usually the drivers and the gliders, I usually have pretty covered. But since we have so many karts in the game, you're bound to have a super kart that's at a higher level than your high ends that you have for that track, maybe.
Yeah, good point there, John Boy. In fact, here's a pro tip. When you are using a super kart or glider, it's good to look at the BAM and GURB spreadsheet and say, like, what high-end options would I have here that I should explore? And maybe it's worth investing in something there. That and that's kind of like a backwards math way of looking at it, and that's kind of how, for whatever reason, I started late, and as you know, I was a pandemic player, so started in March, so I missed. Not only did I miss like the first 6 months of the game, but I also missed the first 6 months, which were winterish. So I don't have Comet Tail. I don't have like these things at high levels that everyone else has. Gilded Prancer, I don't have this stuff at high levels. So there's many times where I've had to use like the light blue flower and the light blue turbo birdo, and I'm having to use these supers for like the ice stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I got so excited about this glider pipe, is because there's so many like ice coverage coming from them. But I think, to Frenzy Fans Guy, you probably were hyped about the Silver King. He's got like a lot of, Runby runners kind of like covering a lot of these ice stuff. I took my Cream Bee Dasher to level 7 because it does give me all these ice tracks. So I was just so eager to get some ice track coverage that to your point, doing the backwards math, if you are using a super driver, you're using a super glider on a track, it's probably a good indication that you might have a better option if you did invest somewhere. And maybe that's a good way to kind of like look at the BAM GURBS and kind of understand, hey, what glider would give me the most, including this, and kind of start from there and do some, some detective work to try to find that. So good point there, John Boy. Glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, so kind of along those lines, I noticed that this tour, especially on these like Rainbow Road tracks, for the longest time, whenever they would come up, I would use what is it, like the Blue 7, or there's a couple of, since the Rainbow Roads were kind of like the original tracks in the game, they were originally rostered with a couple of supers and like a couple of the original like high ends.
Platinum Taxi and Comet Tail, and yep, I'm with
right.
you.
And so it was much easier because we started at pretty much the exact same time, March of 2020. So it was much easier for me to acquire and level up like the super stuff. But I noticed that this tour, that the Lunar Cruiser stuff that I would be using my already like completely maxed out super stuff, it's like this new generation of high ends that I missed out on the original high end kind of bandwagon. So I was defaulting to using supers for, the middle 18 months, 12 months, whatever. And I think now there's this new cycle of, well, these new items, for example, the Lunar Cruiser, it's now my go-to cart for like all of these new or all of these older tracks that before I was kind of skimping by, but now I've got legitimate like 30 for 30, like everything's maxed out. So I'm like getting super close to that 60K, like milestone, like I can taste it. And it's like, okay, like I wasn't there before with the super stuff. And, with the supers, I was still getting respectable scores and doing fine, like in ranked. But now it's like, okay, with this new cart, if you're willing to take it to the max, it's actually quite useful. And now my supers are becoming less useful, but that's fine because, this new Lunar Cruiser, I'm anticipating that in the next 4, 5, 6 tours, its coverage is going to expand and become, one of my more valuable tracks or carts for track coverage. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, Natalie, you want to add anything to that? Any super tools that you're using?
I don't know. I think as we get more high-end characters, the supers also comes away more, like with the boomerang skill being added, like it took away some of the, I think it was Rock Mountain where Donkey Kong also was, then the Shy Guy Ninja took over like his place.
Yeah, thinking back, there were some good moments. I remember whether it was, Rock Mountain, or I was thinking even like Airship Fortress. I think I was using Hammer Bro. Like these days are long gone. Like we're not, that's not happening anymore. Like we don't have the luxury of using these supers. They just kind of put these high ends on these brand new tracks. And then, maybe they use a super later on, but we've already figured things out for that track. We've already like compensated one way or another. So I don't know. I think that covers that topic. I was as we were going through that question, looking back at my notes, we never even answered Larry 98's question about the bonus challenges. So
I
wanted to say something, but I don't want to.
We'll
back that up.
Poor Larry.
perfectly proposed question that we were so distracted by Taylor Swift and everything that she has to offer. So we'll backtrack a little bit. What are your ideas on how to improve bonus challenges? So maybe we'll start with you, Angelina. How would you improve the bonus challenges? I know this is something you think about every single day.
Oh yeah, to be honest with you, some of them can be really long-winded, and it's like this tour we had one. I think it was for the Goombas on Rainbow Road or something. And I'm thinking, why in the world are you going to put a big long track like that and make us go all the way to the end of it? Yeah. And I'm thinking, but you do something which is just short, sweet, and simple, then it's fantastic. But I think that they do need to jazz it up a little bit, because that the time trials and the glider challenges, you're always going to get that. And with the big reverse as well, it could, I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know. Some of them are just like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But you just know what to expect. And I mean, maybe they can look at Mario Kart 8 and take some examples from that game and bring them over to Mario Kart Tour. And I mean, I know there was one that John spoke about. I can't remember what it was. For Love No Money of Me, because I've not played it on my Switch for a long time. I think it was something to do with like balloons or something. Just something that's just more fun, that you can, I don't know, take people out and shoot people, just like give us items to actually use, just to try and hit, and just make it like a normal race, but where you can actually improve on your points and not just have like a coin here, there, and everywhere scattered about. Is what you walk away with about, say, 30 max, something like this, maybe even less. And yeah, just give like coins as like a way of another reward for actually completing a challenge, even though you need the stars. And probably just like make the stars just like a little bit easier to get. So once you actually start it, then you will get them, but then give you the coins boost as a bonus kind of thing. I don't know.
I would like, instead of just like the 100 coins that you get if you've already maxed out your grand stars, you get a single pull. You get a single pull.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I also think, and I don't, sorry, I didn't mean to barge in, but
okay.
Yeah, they are a bit long-winded, and I think they do need to make them at least a little bit more challenging. At least like with the ring race thing. I mean, it's hard. It's harder to miss the ring than it is to go through the ring. So I mean, and do some of these challenges that, like, I would think 75% of people playing probably complete them in a day. I mean, do something where it takes a little bit longer to do. Like a little bit, just to make it a little bit more challenging.
So what if they were to do something like this? What if they were to have like mini ranked? So every day, and it's random for different players, the game picks a bonus challenge and it puts you up against like 10 other players.
Yeah.
And based on your performance compared to those other players, if you get first place, you get like 10 rubies. If you get second place, you get 9 rubies. So on and so forth till you get down to like 10th, where you get like 1 ruby or something.
Yeah.
I think that would
just make them different. Remember when they had like one of the bonus challenges was like finish a race, crash while you finish a race. What happened to that one? I love that one.
That it was like you threw your banana first lap, then you drove it to its
right. You drop a banana right at the finish line for your first lap, and then you hopefully hit it on the second lap.
So I'm okay with them making it harder.
What?
I said I'd be okay with them making it hard if I think it'd be cool if the coins that you collect during the challenges don't count towards your daily coins. So you actually are incentivized to race more and get those extra coins each day.
Oh, but I use those to tee myself up right at 599 coins though.
Yeah, what you
it's
do
frustrating trying to do that like in a real race.
Yeah, what you do is weird.
Does nobody else tee themselves up for coin break?
Limit break. I haven't even done limit breaking so long. I just don't even bother with it.
Oh wow.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, well, that's
Or
that's
XP limit break either.
it's probably a well thing. I've never done it. That seems like probably the least favorite thing I would ever do in the game. Even the most grindy of grindy things. But I mean, I understand it. Like I get it. Like it does maximize the coins. So if someone wants to do that hassle, go for it. It makes complete sense. In fact, that's probably the better strategy to do. For me, that's just way too much work.
Yeah.
But I will say, like Angelita brings up a good point in that, like there are times where I see like a time trial or I see the Goombas, and I was like, oh man, geez, like this is the longest track. Whereas like I get really excited about like the glider challenge or like the snap a photo. I'm like, dude, I can be done with this and back to like, getting a good run in like 10 seconds. So like let's go. I'm all for it. But I do think if they had like, you have like the daily coins from like everything else, and then you had like a separate, almost kind of like how they treat multiplayer, where if you do multiplayer, you get an additional 100 coins. What if you got an additional 100 coins from bonus challenges? And like, that would be your way of getting additional coins. Then like, there's been times where I've even not gotten the coins of plenty because I forget, and I'm just not like, it's not a high priority. So, but I think for me, like getting a run, like I'm happy to go back into those coins of plenty because I'm like, I could get a great run here. I'm gonna do it anyway for all cup ranking. I'll just reset and just hope for that coin off, or coin box off of the first box, and worst case scenario, reset and bots might do something crazy. But for me, the bonus challenges, I'll never get, like, it's not going to help me towards all cup ranking. It's not going to help me towards anything else. So it's more of a hassle than anything else. But I think if someone wanted to make it fun, there's a lot of ways to do it. You could be up against somebody else. You could have a time challenge, top leaderboard. There's a lot of ways that they could make it fun. I think the game is way more fun not having it competitive. That's my opinion. There's a lot of competitive ways to enjoy this game, but I think the bonus challenges are just, one of a number of different ways that the game keeps things interesting. I will say, I just looked at it today, the coin rush. I think I have like 40 tickets just sitting there. Like, that seems like I'm literally waiting to use those tickets until I can like use them all at once. Like a multiplier, like, can I use 40 tickets at once, and then I will do one run, and then that run will be multiplied times 40 times. Like to think about doing that 40 times seems like I'll give it to my son and let him just do it, and I'll just get half the coins. I know I will, but I'd rather have that time back and not do it, to be honest with you. So
we're missing Sammy's whale problems drawing.
Oh my god.
Because for those of us that aren't whales, a lot of times those coin rush tickets, they come in handy when you're at like 6,000 coins and there's a ticket that pops up and you have enough of these coin rush to squeeze out getting the ticket. So
yeah. No, I get it.
If you're not sitting on 500,000 coins, then yeah, I can totally see. But for the rest of us that are
But here's the thing is no one's giving me any high ends these days in my daily shop. So I have 71 coin rush tickets just sitting there because
Angelita took them all. She got 3 yesterday.
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
Literally,
2 days in a row,
Waves.
she got 3.
That's your waves.
No, it's okay. I'm
And
about
now she's broke. She can't buy anymore.
Yeah, and so those coin rush tickets, if there's one that pops up tomorrow, how many coin rush tickets are you gonna use?
She's probably used them all by now.
Actually, no, I have some left over. Thank you very much.
You know
See,
what?
She's using them.
I've used a lot.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how long does coin rush take? Like what? Let's just say 2 minutes. I just did the
A
math.
lap.
2 minutes times you're just like setting it up and getting started, and then you hit the start block, and then you do it. That times 40, looks like 80 minutes. That's like an hour and a half of my time of trying to get that. I'm not doing that.
That's a lot.
How long are you pulling pipe?
Nobody told you to use them all at once.
Yeah.
I was able to pull 100 singles in an hour in addition to doing 10 pulls. So yeah, that just seems like way more work. And I'm waiting to the moment that they could just like have a dial.
I just hear lazy. That's what I hear.
Oh, I'm lazy. I'm lazy.
No, I'm on Studfit's page with this though. Like I'm in the same boat. So here's my hack for you. Marry someone who you can pretend like you're working on like real work stuff and be like, hey, I have to work on this project. Will you do my coin rushes for me? And he'll be happy to do it. Just hire an assistant.
I might just hold on to those tickets till my son turns 7 and he like is somewhat competent doing it. And then he would be my Frenzy Fans guy. I like that idea. Thank you, Frenzy Fans gal. That's probably the best advice I've ever received. So I thank you. Anyone else anything about bonus challenges?
Oh, I was.
Wait a problem. Okay,
Actually,
you
go
can
ahead,
go ahead.
Natalie.
Okay. Well, I would say that a leaderboard system would be good, like to have in Mario Odyssey. So like now we complain about, oh, you wanted to go for ACR,
I'll
so
be
you
right
can
back,
get a
guys.
good one. Okay. So it's maybe more fun for the people who don't spend money on the game to actually be able to compete with others, because like if they don't spend money, it's hard to go for ACR. So here, if we get a leaderboard, they can actually maybe go for it, because there you don't need the good items to be able to do good.
It's a really good point. Great point there. Anyone else passionate about some of the bonus challenges?
I think every tour should have a coin rush bonus challenge. That'd be
just for Studfit.
just for Studfit. And for me.
Maybe I would think for like 2 seconds about doing it. No, it's a good. I will say the bonus challenges. When I'm forced to do some of the bonus challenges, some of them like actually are helpful. I'm like, oh, you know what? I think if a new player was doing this bonus challenge, they would figure out that you can, bounce off of, glide and bounce off of a ramp, or, they do a good job of highlighting some of the unique things you can do in the game, at least recently, probably in the last, 3 or 4 months, doing a really good job of having these bonus challenges based on the track and kind of catering to that track and kind of showing off what you can do on that track. So I think for new players, kind of going back full circle, for new players, I do think they are using the bonus challenges to teach them something, to get them familiar with an aspect of the course that they may not know about. So I see from that perspective, like, okay, I get it. It's good for those players to learn something, and in like not in like a, hey, this is how you do this, like instructional video, but like, hey, you have to jump through this ring and it's in midair. So good luck trying to figure out how to do that. Okay, now you hear, you got to bounce off the Goomba to get there. So, like there are bad aspects of it for sure.
So I will echo you on that, because for the first year that more than that, for like the first year and a half that we played, I played on gyro mode. And like the challenge that had the rings was the one that like I would practice all the time to get better at the manual like drifting. So they are really beneficial if you want to up your skill and not like waste time doing the super long tracks, because a lot of times the ring tracks are on like the shorter ones too. So you spend less time actually learning it. But
which bonus challenge do you hate the most, or which one gives you the most trouble?
Smashing bones.
The balloon one for me.
The balloon one.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of tricky.
Yep.
Sometimes I have to, sometimes it takes a few tries.
I've definitely had to do the balloon one a number of times. The smashing bones, I always get really excited. I'm like, dude, I hit like the first 5. Like, I wonder if I can get them all, and then just like poof, like just totally miss them like the next 10. So it definitely plays with my heartstrings on that one. Any other bonus challenges you guys find difficult? Otherwise,
not anymore.
What was that?
Not anymore. I remember at start I had to Google my way to do some, like, that's actually how I found the YouTube Go Shiny, because I was like, how do I do this challenge? I don't know how to do it. But maybe it's just because we've gotten better. It's just like, we just do this easy.
That's how I found Sammy. Was I was trying to find out. I think I had a hard time with the time shot because I didn't know how to drift. So I didn't know you get the boost. I'm like, this is impossible. I cannot beat this time. How would I possibly beat this time? And then I just Googled it. Next thing you know, maybe it was like some of that side stepper, and I was like, what's a side stepper? And next thing I know, I'm like in the community. So talking about the community, rumor has it that Tabor, our own Tabor, he wanted to keep this a secret, but he said I could say it here. He is in his pursuit for I think I put top 100. I think it's a top 1,000 ACR badge. So he's aiming for 1.25 million. That's what the spreadsheet. But he filled out the spreadsheet. He's going for top 1,000. We wish him all the luck. But there are probably other people that might be in this situation where they might just say, hey, you know what? I have this good loadout. I was a day one player, and I happen to have all this ice stuff. I got a lot of space loadout. What tips would you give our buddy Tabor or someone else in his similar boat?
I think Tabor has to first get really, really passionate about the badge, like just really wanting it.
It's like print it out and blow it up and it's hanging on his wall.
I know that's why he's doing it, right?
Yeah, he's probably just got his like Rocky gloves on. He's just like waking up every day, just getting hyped. And yeah, no, absolutely.
I think if he does it, we need to chip in and get him a T-shirt that says "I'm an ACR pro."
Yeah.
And
I'm down.
With his face where he's like,
yeah,
the Kart pro. Yeah.
Right.
We have going to the server. That was my favorite. Where he's like,
no, I'd really have. I mean, he's not on my friends list because I don't think he likes me. But I mean, you'd really have to look at what his loadout is and what his spreadsheet is and see if it is feasible.
His spreadsheet says 1.25.
Okay.
Is what he said.
And and what's the projection?
I can look up from what Alex Young tells us.
Yeah,
like
1.1 something, 1.2 or 1.3.
So like that's
1.21.
1.12.
That's if you said
1.21.
1.89?
1.21.
1.32?
1.21.
Point something.
Is it 1.21?
Top 1,000. I think it's 1.1.
1.21.
So if his spreadsheet is saying,
I'm going to say it backwards. 1.21.
I think he's got a tattoo on his arm that says 1.21 or something like that.
121 gigawatts. There you go.
1.21 gigawatts.
So Tabor, we're wishing you the very best. Any other tips for Tabor as he's now he's got 7 days in? He probably has already started to grind at this point. But what recommendations would you have for Tabor?
I would have him watch your strat of the week with the bonus box. I think that really helps. I mean, that's money right there. I think it's a lot of points that you can get on. So
extra 80 points or so.
Shameless plug there.
I don't know.
And don't burn yourself out. Like you have many days to take. Like if you need to almost get 100 on each track, take like one cup each day. Because like if you grind a lot one day, then you're burnt out the next days and cannot grind.
I think as well, it's good to have somebody who can be there to cheer you on, kind of thing. So even if you can buddy up with somebody and be on the phone and just do the runs and just get them going, because I know over the last couple of days I've not had any luck at all whatsoever. So my score's just been pretty still, and it's just about having the momentum, the drive, and just going for it regardless, and just being positive about it. But definitely have that support network if he's got it, and sit on the phone, chat, laugh, do the game. It's good because it's not fun on your own.
One piece of advice that I know that Tabor could actually legitimately use is you got to get your player level up to 150. I know he's down at like 78, 79. I know he hates grinding his XP.
I thought Tabor loved grinding his XP.
Tabor is 150. He grinded a lot of player level, like when it.
Okay, and then /S for sarcasm, because that's the only thing that he talks about every single time that he gets on. So for like a year and a half, he was at level 150, and he would like grind every single course until he couldn't hear the little bling at the end, and then realize, oh, level 200 is never going.
You threw me off with the bouquet series.
You really sold it, probably.
Yeah, you sold it.
Yeah, like,
we're all taking you so seriously.
guys,
well,
seriously.
Because it's good advice.
It is good advice
to be at 150. Because if you're not at 150, you're leaving 10, 20, maybe 30,000 points on the table. Because if you're not getting your full 6,000 at the very end for first place, over 36 races, that's a lot of points. So it's just the harder you have to grind if you're not at 150.
I was
I
sold,
think
man.
Tabor got it. I think Tabor got that joke.
All right, we can't pick on Tabor all day. We actually got to help this guy. Come on. But for me, what I find myself doing a lot is, I'll be so caught up in trying to get a score on a track that I'll get stuck on it. And I'll spend way too much time on one track that I got 35 other tracks to do. So, just know when to move on from a track and say, hey, this is not working. I need to go do something else. Because if you waste your time on one track and you don't get the run you want, then you have less time to do the rest of the tracks you have.
That's valid. I mean, I spent a whole ton of time on that Rainbow Road trying to get the 60,000, and
you're so
nothing.
Close. I saw
I saw you.
What were you at 59? Like
It's 59.5. And
how many actions was that?
but yeah, I mean, I spent so much time on that track, and I might be paying for it because I'm not spending time, and I'm still playing that because I'm so close. But
okay, so legit question: how many people in their friends list have someone that has a top all-time high score of 60K or more?
I probably have more than one.
Do you?
Yeah, I have more than one as well.
I just not looked.
I haven't looked.
I'm pretty sure you have more than one.
Possible.
Yeah.
Quite possible. More than likely.
Yeah, I probably have a number. I have a lot of top 10 players in my friends list, but I will say, I saw to Jeeves' point, we were kind of going back and forth. I snuck past him, I think Tuesday morning. He's like, "Really, you jerk?"
Yeah.
And he snuck past me. But yeah, I think the one thing with the Rainbow Roads is anything above, we've kind of talked about this on the rundown, anything above 200 actions, you're just getting like a little bit more each time. So I'm sure, Jeeves, you probably were like 250 actions. You would have had to gotten like additional 10 actions to try to get that 500.
I thought the funny thing, and this can go on a whole nother thing, is there's mine.
Oh
man.
But
number though.
Another 15
I got that
actions, man.
The interesting thing, I think it was like, I forgot what the action was, but I got that with Kamek, and everyone's using Santa Bowser, and I don't know why I got it with Kamek, because it's smaller hitbox. But I'm starting to think if there's a theory now, if different coin boxers have more or less red coins than the others. I don't know.
I think
it's
Kamek
RNG,
produces
man.
more red coins.
Say what?
Are you saying Kamek produces more red coins out of a coin box?
He's my highest score? You would think like the logical, if you look at hitbox size, you would think that Santa Bowser would have it.
I think
now, I have not
checked it with Santa
I
Bowser.
don't remember
Fritzy
what
Fans
frenzies
guy, you're
I
asking the
had.
right question.
What?
Fritzy Fans guy is asking the right question, which is how many times did you run that track?
With Santa Bowser versus Kamek.
I started, I don't know how many, to be honest with you. I started, the logical thing was to use Santa Bowser, and I did. And then I think someone in some other discussion group on the ER server said, "Oh, I might use Kamek or Pinkle Peach because you have better control." And I don't know what that meant or anything. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna try Kamek now. And I was getting like my average score with Kamek was higher. And I don't have the numbers to prove it, but I'm like, wow, I'm getting like high 50,000 each run with Kamek. Whereas with Bowser, it was like in the lower 50,000s. And I'm like, is Kamek getting more red coins than Santa Bowser?
I mean, I'll go ahead and I don't know who mentioned that to you, but I'll just go ahead and put it out there. I wouldn't read too much into that.
No, I didn't read too much, but I read enough to. But
I think it's completely random.
Oh, yeah, I think it is.
I feel probably pretty good about that. statement. I just don't want to. I think it's interesting. It's kind of a anecdotal experiment that you had there, but just to tell the 1,000 people that are watching this, I would probably go with the larger hitbox. And if for some reason you do run into a wall, feel free to switch things up, assuming that there's no difference in level and
I don't want to spread bad information. So, and I'm all I'm just
That's interesting.
It's very interesting.
Interesting. Hey, but while we're on the topic of cap tickets, I had a question here. Since the community continues to get cap tickets, right? So everyone roughly, give or take, maximum of maybe 10, 12 tickets. We all roughly have about the same amount of cap tickets. So we have different level stuff, but no matter if again, you do have to win ranked, and there's some other, and then some whales might buy it in the tier shop, but generally we have about the same number of cap. Oh, we lost John Boy. That's hopefully he joins us. But we're roughly getting around the same number of cap tickets. I think 3 or 4 months ago, we were talking about triple capping Mario Tuxedo as being like this, really cheeky thing to do. But right now, we're all kind of at that point where we're starting to triple cap things. We're starting to think about cap tickets a little differently. What are your thoughts on triple capping? Are we at a place now where it's becoming more common, or what are your thoughts?
I think it's becoming more common.
So how do you approach it then, Jeeves?
I don't know. I'm afraid to. Except for the driver cap tickets. I always want to put my coin box. I put them in the coin boxes, but I have enough cap tickets to triple cap a glider right now, and I'm afraid to. I don't know which one to do. So, and I might just I might use it to split off and double cap too. I don't know. There's just so many gliders and so many cards. It's really a crapshoot, and it's such a 10 tickets is such a big investment, the triple cap, even for a whale. I think
I'm not at well level whatsoever, but I won't triple cap anything unless it's already at a level 7. Just throwing that out there.
Great.
Otherwise, I feel like it's wasted.
Right. Yeah, that's
I don't think people are saying that enough. I agree 100%. Good point.
So I know stuff. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
We haven't heard from you in a while, though. I want to hear
Angelita.
you.
Come on, Angelita.
No, well, first of all, John's just messaged and said he's coming back. He said that his computer disconnected. But for me, what I tend to do is that I don't triple cap anything unless it's in ranked. If I don't need it, I'm not going to do it. Only because it feels like it's a waste. So it's like the last tour, well, I've got the driver cap tickets, obviously going into space tour. It was a case of deciding which one to do. So I ended up with, I think it was 15 driver caps or something like this. So straight away onto PGP, triple captor, and that was one of the best decisions that I made. So I would say to anyone, like Jeff says, sometimes you don't know who to triple cap, but if you don't have to do it, then don't do it. Rely on what you've got, and then use those tickets then potentially for the next tour or for the next round, because you could use it for that. And that's just, that's just how I go about it. If I don't need to do it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'll echo that a little bit. I think I would approach it how I approach rank in general, which is based off of double, triple features. So if you are watching this tour and you're like, which glider do I want to triple cap? Your snow crystals at level 6 at least would be the best, because that's an actual triple feature this rank, which doesn't happen that often. It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Very rare.
So it'd be a great opportunity if you want to triple cap something and you're struggling in rank.
Definitely.
Also, I think the snow crystals is the most used glider in for the whole entire tour. It's used in it's over 10
At level 6.
Yeah, at level 6. So right now I'm debating, I've got it at level 7 and double uncapped, and I'm debating whether to triple uncap it. I think it has 16 non-city tracks, and based on my loadout with my other, I think I have 3 other level 7 and triple uncapped gliders. There's only an overlap of 4 courses, so it would give me 12 courses at level 7 and triple uncapped. And so like I'm going through the analysis, I'm looking at BAM and GURBS, I'm looking at what I'm going to use in rank this week. I'm looking at how it's going to be influential for ACR, and everything's saying, do it. I have 28 tickets. This week is a glider ticket week.
I think it's Kart.
And I'm still having a hard time. I'm still having my hard time pulling the trigger on it.
Does the glider special skill, does that put any weight in your decision?
It doesn't. No. So like the dry Bowser umbrella is another one that I have, and they're both green shell. And yeah, it sucks when you end up getting like extra green shells, but it's not the end of the world. A lot of times, you know, if you're front running, it helps to have 2 green shells if you're getting shot at in the back. Like it's nice to have those instead of coins, especially if you have a coin box driver where you're getting plenty of coins. I mean, you can take a look at the, you know, both sides of the coin with a lot of these you know, skills for drivers, karts, and gliders. But
I think what you can also do as well, what I do sometimes is that before I single, double, or triple cap something or level up something, I always go to the DKR spreadsheet and put that information in first of all. So if I put that information in, then I know if it's going to be beneficial rather than doing it after, but finding out before, if that makes sense. So then you don't waste it that way either. And then you can also compare to what else you've got and just mess about with the figures and see what you come up with. Because I think it's every upgrade that you do, it's 1,000 points, is it, or something? I think it's something like this. So, I mean, I'll like put in, say, like from 595 to 700, see if it's worth it. If it's not worth it, I'm not going to do it. So that's another thing as well to do.
Yeah, Friends Fans Guide, just to just put the point on that, it's the Starry Great Sale. That's 13. The Snow
okay.
Yeah.
Snow Crystals is 10?
It is 10, yeah.
Okay, yeah. On my spreadsheet, it was showing 10, but then I was like, I could have swore that there was something in the upper right-hand corner that said 13. So, but that was the Starry Great Sale.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing: is there are some tracks that the Starry Great Sale overlaps with the Snow Crystals, and so you wouldn't necessarily want to like take both of them up to 7 and triple on cap, because the value of those tickets isn't go as far. So.
Yeah, and actually, that kind of highlights what I was going to mention on this topic, which I will say, and kind of there's a part 2 where I asked, you know, does this differ between, you know, drivers, karts, or gliders? I feel pretty opinionated on this, and that, and it's kind of changed over time. For karts and gliders, right? The karts and gliders, I would probably recommend not triple uncapping, but you should probably have 1 triple uncapped, because for that one thing, you have all of its tracks used at you know, triple uncapping. But literally, once you add a second, you know, there's going to be some overlap. It's for, you know, it's inevitable where there's going to be maybe 2 tracks or 3 tracks where you have 2 triple uncapped item, and you feel like there's a point of diminishing return where you're not actually getting that value. And so kind of to your point, Friends Fans Guide, you know, there was, I think it ranked maybe about 3 weeks ago. Welcome back, John Boy. There was a ranked track where the 8-bit bullet bill was in ranked. And I have the Black Great Sale as my triple uncapped glider. And I decided I was going to, you know, the 8-bit bullet bill was rising up the top 10. It was in the top 10, and I needed it for ranked, and I think I was going like neck and neck with Carlos, just, you know, in my friends list, and I was like, I got to beat him out. So I just like, this is a top 10 glider, and there's nothing else really sticking out. So I did it, but then I looked at it, and the Black Great Sale and 8-bit bullet bill have probably like 5 or 6 tracks overlapping with each other. It's enough to where it burns inside, knowing like when I use that, and I see those 2 items right next to each other, I'm like, man, that'd be great. So for karts and gliders, I would highly recommend having 1 triple uncapped item, and for like 1 triple uncapped kart and 1 triple uncapped glider, just because you can use all of those tracks as your number 1 glider. Again, assuming it's number 7, and it's a great glider for you. But that would be my recommendation. Whereas for drivers, completely different game. You know, I am all about, you heard Antilev talk about on the rundown, roughly, 2/3 of every single track for all cup ranking has a coin box driver. So I triple uncap. My goal is to triple uncap all my coin box drivers, because I know that 2/3 of every single track for all cup ranking, I will have a triple uncapped coin box driver. I'm going to perform really well, and that is my like strategy, and I will shout that for the rooftops. Whereas I think for karts and gliders, it's better to have a bunch of 595 karts, 595 gliders across the board, spread out your coverage as much as possible. But for drivers, I think it's all got to be triple uncapped, and that's really like my end game, is to like get to triple uncapping all my coin box drivers as soon as possible. And it may take until 2022, but that's my soapbox, guys, is like, for drivers, coin box is always going to trump everything else. For karts and gliders, there's, you just mentioned a Frenzy Finance guy, like it doesn't matter what skill they have. It's truly coverage. Look at BAM and GURBS, look at DKR's spreadsheet, identify where there might be some gaps and invest. These tickets keep coming, so don't like stress out too much about double uncapping for karts and gliders. But it is a meta level end game to think about your coin box drivers and getting them triple uncapped. But welcome back, John Boy. Did you have anything you wanted to add on the topic?
I completely missed the topic. Can you refresh me, please, sir?
Cap tickets. Community keeps getting them. We're getting to the point where triple uncapping is less like aggressive and cutting edge and a little bit more commonplace. How has your strategy changed about investing in things and double uncapping versus triple uncapping?
Well, coin box driver's the meta right now, so obviously that's the first thing. And then maybe if I need it for ranked, I'll single cap it. But usually double caps are reserved for if it's either level 6 or level 7 already, then I'll consider it. But if it's a driver that I have a lot of coverage for, or an item that covers a lot of tracks for me, then I'll double cap it. Triples, the only thing I have tripled right now are my coin box drivers and a couple karts and a couple gliders. But you got to really be careful how you use your cap tickets, because everybody seems to be saving them up for that next big coin box driver that everybody's anticipating right now. And when it comes out, then everybody's going to be straight to level 7 triple capped. And if that guy's in your rank cup and he has the next big thing, coin box driver, level 7 triple cap, it's all over for you, So
just to follow up on that, which items do you have triple uncapped? So I can just tell you right now, I have the Black Dozer, the Crawley Cart, and I think that's all for triple uncapping for the carts. And then for gliders, I have the Silver Star Chute and the Black Great Sail, and then of course the 8-bit Bull Bill. But I have two, and they don't overlap a lot, but there's might be one or two tracks. But
I think I have, off the top of my head, I have the Green Circuit triple uncapped right now.
Wow.
And I have the Rose Queen triple uncapped.
Whoa.
And for gliders, I think it's the Black Great Sail and the Gold Crane. And I have 5 of the coin box drivers triple uncapped.
That's smart. Natalie, what about you? What items do you have triple uncapped? Any?
I don't remember how many coin box characters I have. I have off-roader, the triple capped, and no gliders. I have so many tickets. Just guess go the others. I think I have.
Oh, you a saver?
34 glider. Yeah, I have 34 glider cap tickets. Like 30 card tickets. So it's like I could triple cap easy, like just one item. Like it wouldn't matter.
Well, that actually brings up a good point, and maybe Frenzy Fans Gal, you're probably and maybe I have this wrong, but maybe the least whalish person here. You mentioned before, you probably wouldn't double uncap something or triple uncap something unless you had it at level 7. Now, for someone who doesn't have that many items at level 7, because there's times where I see like things, I see someone in my rank that isn't as high as me, having something like level 4 double uncapped, and like that's maybe that's a different problem or a different scenario that you're running into. But how do you handle double uncapping to your role that you just mentioned? Like, unless it's at level 7, would that mean or insinuate that maybe you're more willing to triple uncap that item that is at level 7?
So I only have Pink Cold Peach triple uncapped out of all my things. And so I would never triple uncap something where I'm at in the game unless it's at level 7, but I do double uncap. And so I have several carts and gliders and drivers that are all double uncapped. And for that, based off of where I'm at in the game, it's really based off of ranked. So if it's something, two things. It's based off of ranked. If it's going to give me the most bang for my buck that week or that tour, then I'll do it. And then the second thing is if it's something that I want to invest in when it's first released, like the Dark Hop Rod I have at level 7 double uncapped maxed right now. So I could take him to I could triple uncap him, but the need in my ranked hasn't been there yet because he's sufficient enough for where I'm at. And like the Lunar Cruiser, I just got him and took him to level 6 double uncapped because I'm banking on investing in that in the future. But all I have to say is I don't know what I'm doing. I just use
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's all we do is we talk strategy. We talk about.
Okay, I know what I'm doing, but really it's based off of I literally just type my numbers into a calculator. I'm like, this is what makes the most sense.
Yeah, you don't know what Nintendo's doing, but you are doing things as best as you can based on the knowledge that you have and resources that you have. I love that. Good point. What about you, Turkey Boy? Anything you want to add to this?
I try, I think a lot of people bring up, they base it on a rank, which I used to do, but I think, for, folks like you and me, Studfit and John Boy too, is I think we pretty much have the loadouts to win ranked each time. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen for me this week because I have a top 10 player, but
I can second that, buddy.
Yeah. But I mean, I can still get second place. That's kind of what matters to us most. So we get the tickets, right? So, I kind of look at it more now as which puts a little bit more pressure from an ACR point of view, since I think, we all grind for ACR now. So I mean, it's obviously the decision narrows down if you're just trying to win ranked and stuff, but it's very. I almost want someone else to tell me what to do, in a way. And actually, I meant to say I had enough tickets to triple cap a glider. It's actually a cart, and if you want for this thing, if you want to tell me which card to triple cap, I'll do it right now.
Silver King.
Zoom broom.
Oh,
I haven't narrowed down to that Crawley card because I only have one card.
Crawley cart's a good cart, by the way.
Crawley cart's a good one. Off-roader's a good one too, but it's
my only triple cap cart is Painter because I just love Painter. It's more of it's just a preference. I like the look of it too. I mean, that was a factor to it. I just love Painter.
And that's really the best way to go. Really.
Yeah. So I like Silver King, but I'm also liking Crawley cart. But if you guys want to vote, I'll do it right now.
Do you have
they save it?
No, 10 tickets. We'll sit down. We'll take a look at your BAM and GURPS, and we'll figure out what's.
Put it on the door. It's 10 tickets. What am I doing?
Do you have the Lunar Cruiser?
No. Well, yes, but it's not at 7.
That's okay. Let's
Can
break
you get
all
it to
my
7?
rules.
Can you get it to
What?
7?
No, and I don't even have it
Wait,
maxed
you
out
already
to-
have the Batmobile double uncap, don't you?
No, I have Batmobile. I have it at 6. I can get it to 7, and I can actually get it to double uncap. But that's
it's gonna be tough, man. It would be tough to force someone's hand on that.
Well, we're narrowing it down to 2. We're gonna do Crawley cart. So let's do 3. Crawley cart,
I got this,
off-roader.
Jeeves.
What?
The B Dasher.
No,
Gotcha. Just trust me. Just trust me.
I think you need to drink more.
Okay. I will drink.
Let's take a vote. Let's narrow it down to off-road or to Crawley cart or Silver King. Angelina, what do you do?
I know what her answer is.
How much? I'm sorry, but I'm
Spend my tickets, baby.
By the way, he
I
has
want
a
Silver
turkey on his
King.
head. So
Silver
worst
King.
case scenario, this is his second worst decision of the night.
Right.
I'm gonna go Silver King because it's coming to Christmas, and I've got a feeling it's gonna come back, and I think it's gonna be more beneficial rather than Crawley Kart. If it was before Halloween, I would have said Crawley.
Natalie.
Now that it's Christmas, I would say Comet Tail. Maybe it's super useful.
You'd say who?
Comet
Tail.
Tail may not be one of his options, though.
No, it was Silver King or Crawley or the Crawley Kart.
A Crawley Kart, definitely.
Studfit.
Man, I'm tied. I'm really torn because I have the Crawley Kart triple uncapped. But honestly, with the holidays coming up and the Silver King is king right now, I think it's my vote would go Silver King, to be honest with you.
Johnny? John, what do you think?
Personally, I wouldn't do it, but I would have to go with Silver King.
All right, I think Silver King's the winner. Frenzy fans, you look like Silver King people.
They are Silver King people.
So
They're holding that flag.
I already have it at 7 and triple uncapped. It has 18 courses, but I'm trying to find where the Crawley Kart.
But you'll use Silver King. Okay, you guys are all well, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna get first place or ranked anyways. But Silver King is
except for this week because I have top 10 player in my ranked and I'm just dead anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say Silver King is in Rosalina Ice World T this week.
I have Zoom Broom for that.
There we go.
It's done.
He's done
Oh,
You did it.
Did you do the Silver King?
Yes.
Bold
Yeah.
move of the night. Silver King
That
triple.
is-
Wow.
Now,
That
how many points boost tickets do you have?
Oh, I have enough.
Well, then ticket it up, baby.
I will.
Let's go. Let's see that those warlocks. Let's see the beauty before the end of the night. But we are now over 2 hours, guys.
Holy cow.
2 hours 30 minutes, if you want to be exact.
What's that?
Almost 2 hours 30 minutes.
Well,
I have
appreciate
some more
everyone's
brews in the
patience
refrigerator.
here. And thank you very much, Natalie, for joining us. We had a ball. We got to see a turkey on a grown man's head. We got to see a Silver King
The whole time. I did this the whole time.
Hey, the only reason you did it the whole time is because you were drunk, my friend.
Drunk Chiefs.
Cheers, my buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I only have water, but
Cheers.
hey.
yeah,
Empty coffee mug here, but yeah, great job, Jeeves. I think you win bold move of the night for both of your bold moves there. Natalie, thank you for joining us. Angelita, John Boy, Frenzy fans, always a pleasure. But yeah, there it is. Let's
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
nice.
700
Oh.
silver, baby. It sounds like a nice little tequila. Good guys. Well, I'll let you guys go ahead and say goodbye to your fans. We'll start with you, John Boy.
Well, it's been quite the redemption story. I appreciate you having me back on here, man. After last time, everything went well. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody else. Frenzy fans, most amazing Mario Kart Tour server. Literally,
Oh,
I remember you said you woke up and you had like 800 notifications or something crazy. But
was a lot.
everybody's got to get in there, man. Everybody's got to get in there because
a
it's
fun
just on
place.
fire right now. I mean, and yeah, I know you live a couple hours away from me. I'm gonna have to come for a visit one day.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please do.
But,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate you guys having me back on here. It's been pretty good, and looking forward to next time.
Yeah, John Boy. Well, I'm sure you'll be back. Angelita, what would you like to say to all your fans?
Oh, like I said last time, it's not fans, it's about family. So love you guys, and it's great to see you all again. Frenzy fans, guy and gal, congratulations on your Discord server. You've done a great job.
Thanks.
Like John said, everyone needs to get over there because it is literally going to blow up. And also, Jeeves, you look amazing with that turkey on your head.
Hey, didn't you have some turkey for dinner tonight?
Yeah, I had
Nah,
turkey,
it's-
yes.
I actually made a chili tonight, so
Oh.
Mm.
And to everyone in the States celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving.
There you go. Jeeves, what would the turkey on your head like to say to maybe the family around the world?
Just thanks for having me on again. I love being part of the community. You know, I'm definitely gonna check out Frenzy Fans. I'm glad I kept up to date on that. I'm glad that I can bring Natalie on. She's my Mario Kart Tour girlfriend.
Oh,
Yay!
Oh, congratulations.
You know, we're a Mario Kart Tour thing now. So
It's a
Aw.
Mario
I'm so-
Kart matrimonies. That's what it
so,
is.
you know,
when's the wedding?
you have to ask my wife that.
Yeah, that means, but cool. No, glad to have Natalie on.
Thanks for having me, and hit the like button, people.
Yeah, if you could push like, that would be wonderful. You know, we have a server too. It's pretty amazing if you ask me. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. We got Mario Party, fantasy football. We've had a lot of fun this year, that's for sure. But Natalie, for maybe this is the last time we see you, who knows? But what would you like to say to some of your new fans?
New fans, okay. Thanks for being here. It was so nice. Thanks for Jeeves for being my sugar daddy. Yeah, it was fun to be here.
Silver
and talk
daddy.
to
It's a
people.
silver daddy to you.
Silver daddy
Silver
today.
king.
Turkey daddy. Turkey daddy. But it was
Turkey
nice.
daddy.
And hope to be here again. It was fun.
Awesome. And Frenzy Fans, guy and gal, why don't you say goodbye to your fans and send us off?
Well, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's here because, okay, we all have to give Studfit a round of applause because no joke, pulling off something like this is stinking hard. So like when you were earlier apologizing for like your sound issues, I'm just like, my heart goes out because it is so hard. So if you guys are watching and you have not subscribed to Studfit's channel yet, do it and comment because it helps get this out to more people. And that's what this community is all about, right? Like it's all about spreading the good and the knowledge and helping each other. So do that. Yeah.
And until the next episode, may the frenzies be forever in your favor.
See you guys later.
I can cheers.
See you guys.
Bye.